What's going on, everybody? Welcome to episode 10 of A to Z. We're doing things a little different for this episode. It's just me and Zach today for this episode. Conlon isn't feeling too well, so hopefully he gets feeling better soon. We're thinking about you, buddy. Also, I'm in a new setup today for our YouTube viewers that can actually see us. But Zach and I have lots to talk about today, which includes some amazing baseball news.
Baseball's back.
That's right. But before we get into it, how you doing, my guy?
I'm doing really good today. A lot better than I was yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
The news of baseball back just is awesome, especially because they're going to actually play a full 162 games. So Yachty and Waino will be able to hopefully break the record for most starts together as a battery, which would be pretty awesome. How are you doing?
I'm doing okay. I'm leaving for Colorado tomorrow. So I'm excited for that. We're going to go see a Raptors Nuggets game on Saturday. So I look forward to that. But no, I was kind of down because of the Russell Wilson news, and we'll get into that in a little bit. I was kind of down because of that whole news, but then the baseball, like you said, baseball is back. So very exciting. But yeah, just pretty normal week right now. But I'm down into just hopping right into MLB before we do our did you see it? Because besides baseball being back, there's some crazy rule changes and a bunch of different stuff going on.
Yeah, a lot of interesting stuff going on.
Yeah, I want to see how you think about some things. So first is the 12 teams make the playoffs instead of 10. How do you feel about that?
I'm not a fan because I think it kind of takes away from the importance of the regular season, which is what baseball is known for. It's 162 games. No other sport plays that many games. And I think it just really during the regular season, if you can perform, I think that really shows who deserves to be in it rather than if you open it up, especially in baseball, if you have more teams in it. Baseball, when it gets to the playoffs, you could literally be under 500 the whole season, but if you get hot at the right time, you could win like a couple series and win the World Series.
Yeah. I think it kind of like making the playoffs is like a reward. And if you like, it's almost half, there's 30 teams in MLB. So if you're almost at halfway, almost half the teams make the playoffs, it's not as rewarding.
Yeah, I agree.
I feel like it's kind of like what you said a few weeks ago, like NBA make 16 of like the 30. All the sports have 30 or 32, and I really mess it up all the time.
I think NBA is 30.
Okay. So yeah, so 16 of the 30 make it there. It just doesn't take,
I don't like that's one thing I don't like about the NBA is I don't like when teams under 500 make the playoffs. It's like
no, I definitely get that. I'm trying to think what NHL's pretty.
They have over half.
Yeah, I was about to say they're more strict, but yeah, it is 16 of the 32. And then NFL, what is NFL's?
It's
10,
12. Yeah.
12 of the 30 or 32, right?
Yeah, they have one person gets a bye, so maybe it's 14.
Oh, they just changed it. That's right.
Yeah, it's 14.
14, yeah, 7 in each conference. So, so no reason why the Cardinals should not make the playoffs. So
yeah, we should make it every single year. There could be, because there's 2 wild cards now, so there could be literally 3 teams from the NL Central. I don't know. Probably not this year. I think the Cardinals and Brewers are by far the best teams.
Cubs are going to definitely not be as good.
The Pirates won't.
Pirates are going to be terrible.
No.
What do you think about the Reds though?
They haven't re-signed Castellanos yet, right?
No, I want to get into free agents in a little bit here too. But yeah, that's a big thing. He's a free agent. So I don't know.
Always hit good.
Yeah,
well, they have a really good ballpark, but
exactly. They never have enough pitching.
Yeah, at the same time, you're pitching in a hitter's ballpark, which isn't the best.
It's tough. Moving on to another thing they changed, and I think this is for this year, is banning the shift. And I think you and I think
it's next year. It's not this year.
Oh, is it next year?
I think it's 2023.
Okay. So that goes along with a couple other things. Okay.
Yeah.
But what do you think about banning the shift?
I think it's stupid.
I think it's ridiculous. Yeah, I'm with you.
This is so like they have the shift and they're all the way on the other side. And my thing is all these people are like complaining like, oh, I'm not hitting a good average because I keep hitting it in the shift every time. And everyone says just drop down a bunt. And then everyone's always like, oh, it's harder than it looks to hit a baseball. Well, no, duh, but also that's their job. Literally, they get paid millions of dollars to bunt a baseball. It's not like, or just like make contact and go the other way. Like, I think if I went up against a pitcher, not a major league pitcher, someone my level,
Yeah.
amateur, I think I can hit it the other way. You literally
Just
swing later
inside
than
out.
normal. You
Yeah.
have more time to see the ball and hit it.
Uh-huh.
Like, yes, it's harder than it looks to bunt a ball and hit a ball in the major leagues, but it's literally their job and they have all off season to work on it. It's like me as an engineer, if I have some software I'm using to design whatever, and then all of a sudden they come in and are like, oh, you got to change this software. I'm not going to be like, oh, that's stupid. I'm not doing that.
It's kind of excuse me. To go off that, I saw a post about NFL in NFL terms. It's like having a cover two or whatever, and the quarterback can't throw against it. So now you eliminate cover two. It's kind of like
Yeah.
that.
It's like you can only have two high safeties, not one or
That's what
something. You
that's
can
what it
only have
was. Yeah.
like
Yeah.
four defensive linemen rushing the passer.
Yeah. So I agree with everything you said. Another question I have
It's
with
like
it
the
is
NBA.
like,
You can't have the center in the paint for 3
seriously,
seconds.
seriously, uh, like where's the line, um, of like where you can't move? You know, it's not like you have like an out of bounds.
Would it be funny if they just put like another chalk line directly up the middle of the
It's just right
field?
up the middle. Yeah. Um, but like I know the shortstop probably can't go past the second base bag.
Yeah,
But like, what does second base do? I mean, he's in shallow right field anyway, so I don't understand that. Or
I don't
third base.
know. I guess teams will figure out some way to kind of make like a kind of shift.
Mm-hmm.
Like they'll probably have the shortstop as close to second base as possible and have probably just the second baseman maybe play a little deeper so they can have more range. But
Yeah.
there's gonna be more hits.
Yeah, that
If
was like the
you're
one reason they really
yeah,
wanted to do it. I saw is they wanted more offense, and I understand like it's gonna.
ooh,
Um,
that's another thing that gets me fired up about.
I know. Yeah, I'll let you go because we agree on this.
So they're not worried about offense, but also at the same time, how about you like not strike out,
Mm-hmm.
not swing us for a home run every single pitch? Like I love baseball, but and I love seeing a nice dinger. Just the sound off the bat, just
Yeah,
amazing.
who doesn't like seeing one? Yeah,
But whenever like it just frustrates me when you just swing as hard as you can every single pitch and try to hit a home run, you're not going to be like you can be success. Like you could be probably good in the regular season, but postseason, a lot of teams that just jack home runs
yeah,
either have a good game or they go cold and they get knocked out.
yeah. I have the numbers, and I can't think straight right now. Or have the numbers gone up offensively or down in recent years? I forgot.
Home runs have gone up.
They've gone up, but offense
Average has gone
overall,
down.
yeah. I thought there was like, because this is my problem is that offense has been doing really well.
Strikeouts has been going up too.
Yeah. Um, but I don't know. I don't like the idea. I don't like the direction that we're going. Um, but let's see. Another one was
Oh,
this is
another
for
going off of that
yeah.
again. Another thing I don't like about a lot of the striking out uh is players that try to swing for the fences who don't have the capability to really hit a home run consistently. Like if you're like a stud, let me think of someone like Pete Alonso who just can crush home runs. Yeah,
Mhm.
I'd say have him swing as hard as he can because if he makes contact, wherever the ball's gonna fly.
Yeah, it's not
But
meant for everybody,
yeah,
but
but if you're
everybody's
like,
doing it.
for example, Harrison Bader, he swings really hard at the ball, and yeah, he'll make contact and crush one. But
Yeah.
if you have to kind of play to your skill set, like he's really fast. If he can make contact and hit line drives and ground balls, he could beat out get a lot of hits, and then if
Mhm.
one gets in the outfield, he could make it a double, triple, and he could be a get on base a bunch. And honestly, if he could do that, he'd be a prime leadoff hitter for the
Oh,
Cardinals,
definitely,
and it would
definitely.
be awesome.
Yeah, you're always going to have. I mean, even back in the early times of baseball, you're always going to have like those power hitters. It's
Like
always going
Mike
to be in the
Schmidt,
game.
he batted
Exactly.
like 260 and had a bunch of home runs.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I agree. Not everybody should just be swinging for the fences all the time. Let's see it. Two more rules that came in for 2023. Bigger bases. I mean, I guess I'm okay with it. I
Yeah,
guess it's a
I
safety
kind of
thing.
looked at it a little bit, like reading into it, like why do we need bigger bases? And I think they were talking about whenever a runner like steals and they want to encourage stealing
Oh, okay.
because it's more room for like the guy to slide around. And also they wanted it whenever they'd slide and they'd somehow fall off the base, and then you get
Yeah.
tagged out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
I think they want to try to eliminate that more.
Yeah. No. I thought it was like a safety thing, but that makes a whole lot more
I
sense
think
than the
it I
safety
think
thing.
it is. There was
I,
something about safety I read. I
I've
think
seen a
it's
lot
partially safety too.
in like these last few years of like guys going down the line and like either twisting their ankle on a base or like
Yes,
slipping off
that
the
it gave them
end.
more room to
Yeah.
step on the base.
Okay. That's what I thought it was.
Like I don't think the bigger
Um,
bases would really have that big of an impact.
no, I don't think we'll notice much at all. Hopefully
No.
less injuries, I guess. I don't
Yeah.
know. Another one for 2023 was pitch clock or like the pitch timer for an amount for a timer that the pitcher has to throw the ball by. Um,
Another thing, like the pitch clock's fine, I think for and like to make them speed up until they get like set on the mound on
yeah,
the rubber,
yeah,
but like not like you have to throw it by this time.
yeah.
Also, they're
And
always
that's what
worried
it is,
about.
right?
I think so.
That's okay. That's what I thought.
I thought we already had a pitch clock.
I know. I thought so too. It's always at the stadium, but just nobody
Also,
goes
like
by
they
it.
have the pitch clock, but what happens if you like go over? Where they
So that
do
was,
eject
yeah,
you?
exactly. That was my question with the shift. So what if you do shift a little bit too far or whatever? Like, what's the
What
punishment?
are they gonna do? Ball
Yeah, exactly. Um,
automatically
yeah.
on
So
base.
I don't like the pitch clock thing. It's just we're constantly trying to fix the game to make it faster, and baseball's just a slow game.
You
Just
know a
let it
way that
be.
could make it faster? Throw strikes.
Seriously.
Don't strike out because then you have to
Yeah.
go to
Yeah. Take a little bit off. Don't throw 98 and wild all the time. Throw
yeah
90, 93 and locate.
yeah like
Um,
Adam Wainwright or
exactly.
a lot of those. I think Dakota Hudson's like that. He's like a pitch to
Yeah.
contact guy.
Low in the zone, just ground ball
Yeah,
guy.
because Flaherty kind of gets in those times
Strikeout
where
happy.
yeah.
Yeah. He's constantly, throwing that slider down in the dirt, trying to get that sweet swing and miss type of
Yeah,
look.
but
But
like,
I mean, he could just locate and carve
and
guys
you have
up.
like the best defense in the world behind you. So
Exactly. And that's why I think we'll be successful this year is that Flaherty is that strikeout guy. And like you
mhm.
said, he does like to get a little strikeout happy. Um, but Wayno's obviously pitch to contact. Dakota Hudson's pitch to contact. Michaelis at this age, at this time of his career, he's
Yeah,
definitely pitched to contact.
Stephen Matz.
Steven Matz, exactly. Um, so so yeah, I think we'll be successful this year. I think two more. Let's see here. Yeah, so two more rules that just happened today that I saw, or that my dad was actually telling me, and I looked more into it. There's no more 7 inning doubleheaders.
Thank God.
I'm surprised you agree with me on that because a lot of people like the 7 innings, but I think it should just be a full
I
thing.
like it. That people like it because it's shorter, but baseball is supposed to be played 9 innings.
Yep, exactly.
It's like what if football you play like 3 quarters?
Yeah, seriously. And like the other one they had here, and I thank God this one is changed too. No more runner on second base
Oh, that's
to
just that
start
I
extra
was
inning.
literally so mad whenever they made
Mhm.
that rule.
Yep.
It was so stupid.
So I thought they were going to do like in the 15th inning. I think that was like the 14th or 15th inning. They had talked about doing the runner on second. And I was like, if this was before last year, and I was like, if you
Yeah.
have to do it, I guess the 15th inning, sure. Don't do it in the 10th inning. Then they did it in the 10th, and like I
Oh
don't know,
no.
it's terrible.
It's like it's not baseball. Like it's honestly you can kind of get an unfair advantage, and it should be really easy for you to score. You just
Yep.
pinch runner, put your fastest guy, unless it's like someone important on the team. But if it's not, you could literally just pinch run them, have the guy bunt. But nowadays you can't lay down to bunt.
No, no.
So usually what happens is everyone strikes out or like pops up. But I'm
Yeah.
happy it's back to the way it was. Me and my dad were at the St. Louis Cardinals Mets game when it went to 21 innings, and it was pretty sweet. Like, because it was getting to a point like later in the game, whenever it was probably the 17th inning, 17th, 18th inning, we basically saw two games for the price of one.
Yeah.
And then it was getting there, and me and my dad are like, we were thinking about leaving because it was getting really late. It was like a 3 o'clock start, and then I don't think we got home until like after midnight. But we were getting really interested because we were like, we're running out of pitchers. Who are they going to put in here? So then they're
Hmm.
putting position players, which is really fun.
Yeah. No,
Joe
yeah.
Mather, I do not like you because you lost that game.
I literally remember that watching that on TV. I went
Yeah, we
to
moved all the
one.
way to the lower section too. It was awesome.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Like that's so fun. It's like you have that memory for the rest of your life
Yeah.
of that game going forever, and then you get to move down, you get to see just a bunch of weird things.
Yeah. The funny
Um,
story about that is, I think I've told you, is it was about the seventh inning. And I was like, Dad, I'm really hungry. Can I go get something? He's like, we'll go to Ted Drew's after the game, which is my family's like ritual.
yeah.
I'm like, oh sweet, get some Ted Drew's. Then it goes to 21 innings, and Ted Drew's is closed by the time. And I remember eating like this old granola bar that was in the bottom of my bag I take to the Cardinal game. I'm like, Dad, you should have gave me some food earlier.
I don't actually remember you telling me that. That's pretty funny though.
Yeah, it was funny.
Um, so I have one other thing I want to talk about. I guess two other things. One thing really quick though. Cardinals news wise, KK Hyung Kwang Hyung Kwang Kim goes back to the KBO in Korea. So he was very solid while he was here.
I
I don't
liked him a
blame him.
lot.
I loved him. Yeah. I don't blame him one bit for going back. You know, he came over here when COVID started, so he didn't get to see his family at all.
Yes, yeah, and it was a record too,
What
like
was
record
the
deal.
contract?
Yeah,
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. I think it was like 4 years. I don't want to
I
mess up
think it
the
was
money
12
here.
million, 4 years,
12.
12 million,
Okay.
which I think is pretty big for
It is.
Korean
It seems,
baseball.
yeah, yeah. Good for him though. I
Goes
guess
back home, makes bank, probably win like a Cy Young.
seriously, yeah. I think he's 33, so I guess he'll be
Yeah,
37 by the end of the contract. But how he pitches, I don't think 37 is going to really affect him, especially over
no.
there. You know, he's kind of like what we mentioned, a
Hmm.
location guy, pitch to contact. The last thing, and I actually don't have anything written on my notes here, personal notes, or on our notes together. But I kind of want to discuss it a little bit. Since the season's going to start April 7th, we're going to get some crazy free agent things going on in these next like 2 weeks.
I
If you,
saw something that literally said the Cardinals are looking for, like, as we speak, looking for a reliever. Like all these people,
yeah,
it's like Dodgers, Yankees talk and starting talks with Freddie Freeman. Because right as soon as the deal gets like, as soon as it's official, like they can do literally, it's free game.
yeah. So Freddie Freeman's available. Um, Carlos Correa, Trevor Story, Nick Castellanos, dude,
Schwarber,
Schwarber.
Kershaw.
I was about to say Kershaw. Um,
I may pull
I
up a list here.
yeah, go ahead. I saw a video of them earlier. Um, but yeah, we're gonna see some crazy things
Yeah, it's
coming up here.
okay. This was in January. Nothing's changed. So Carlos Correa, Freddie Freeman, Chris Bryant, Trevor Story, Nick Castellanos, Schwarber, Carlos Rondon, Seiya Suzuki, which I think he's from Japan. I don't know.
He hasn't played over here yet, has he?
No.
Okay.
Anthony Rizzo, I guess. Yeah, is Anthony
Yeah.
Rizzo free agent?
Yeah, that sounds right. I
Or
didn't see him on the video, but yeah.
yeah, Jorge Soler, Kenley Jansen. I would like Kenley Jansen to pick him
Yeah,
up.
I would not be against that at all.
Michael
A closer
Conforto,
with
Clayton
experience.
Kershaw, some guy's name I can't pronounce.
Uh-huh.
Zach Greinke, Eddie Rosario, Jonathan Villar, Ryan Tepera.
Yeah, Tapera. Yeah,
Yeah, Tepera.
he's the reliever that the Cardinals are really linked to.
I think he's been pretty like
He's been
solid.
he's been really good.
Nelson
Um,
Cruz,
we got the that was another rule. I didn't put that down. The universal DH this year.
and we got the big free
So
agent that we have to sign.
what's
Guess
that?
AJ, do you know?
Who's that?
Albert Pujols.
Uh, yes, sir.
I literally played MLB The Show today and uploaded a new roster,
Uh-huh.
like someone created that was current. And I started a franchise like the whole season and added the DH. And then I first thing I did was go and sign Pujols, and he's like amazing at hitting left-handed pitchers. And then I went and got someone who could hit against right-handed pitchers, like just hit bombs.
Yeah,
And
just
I'm like, I'm
rotate
not.
them.
I think it's a good idea.
Yeah, I'm not
Pujols
against it
just
at all.
plays whenever there's a left-handed pitcher pitching,
Mm-hmm.
and he'd probably help a lot of our young guys be able to hit better.
And obviously the him going out with Yachty and
He could
Wayno
literally hit his
is
700th
perfect.
home run with us.
Yes.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, it would be amazing. And with the universal DH here for sure now, I like at first we didn't know exactly. So I was a little iffy towards it because he's kind of, I mean, he's not going to play a whole lot then, just kind of a pinch hitter guy.
Yeah.
But now that it's a for sure thing, and he obviously can still hit lefties really well.
Yeah. Like
I'm
it's
not
Albert
against it.
Pujols. Like
Yeah.
even at 41 years old, it's
Yeah.
the machine.
Oh yeah. I think Juan Yepez is a righty too.
Is he?
I think so. I know Gorman's a lefty.
Yeah.
But Yepez is another guy that the DH there was talk about him maybe coming in as DH. You mentioned I think the Kyle Schwarber thing a couple weeks
He's
ago.
I think he's gonna be really expensive though.
I think he is too. That's going to be the problem. But I think Conlon was against it, but I'm not. I think I'm okay with it too. Now that we have a
with
DH,
Schwarber. I don't hate him as much as I did John Lester.
yeah, yeah.
I think I can get over it.
Yeah,
If he hits
Lester's
like
just
40
like
miles.
Lester's just like a cranky
tool.
man. Yeah, he really is. Schwarber was just a Cub, so we disliked him. There was nothing I don't remember him doing that really rubbed me the wrong way.
We could even get Jorge Soler as our DH too.
Seriously,
Like,
yeah.
or
I think
just yeah,
we need to bulk up the bullpen a little bit.
yeah.
That's a little shaky. Really, besides like maybe some uncertainty from shortstop, we kind of know what we're going to get from everybody. Offensively, maybe not offensively because you don't know exactly what Bader or O'Neill. Hopefully, this is what the O'Neill is from last year. Hopefully, he doesn't. His strikeouts don't go back up like they were in the minors. But you kind of know what you're going to get from those guys. Rotation wise, like that fifth starter spot is kind of worrying to me. The four. Flaherty, Wayno, Hudson, Matz, like we mentioned. But is it going to be Michaelis? Is Alex Reyes going to get starts?
Jordan Hicks.
Jordan Hicks, they mentioned, yeah. I wouldn't be against, again, he's probably going to be expensive, like a Carlos Rodon, like you said.
Yeah.
Lefty guy, or Zach Greinke. I know Zach Greinke's also like just like a cranky guy.
Greinke.
I know,
I can't. Clayton Kershaw goes to the team we just that he got destroyed against.
I like your idea of Kenley Jansen though. I think that would really shore up the back end of the bullpen.
Yeah, Gallegos closing have honestly him or Jansen. Jansen, yeah, Kenley Jansen.
Yeah. Then you
I
got
think we
Genesis
should
Cabrera
get
back there.
Yeah, Cabrera, Hicks, Reyes. I think Reyes would be better not in the closing position, and I think we should look for a backup utility outfielder who could possibly DH too, because we have O'Neill, Bader, Carlson, and then
Newt
Bar.
Yeah, but nothing.
Gotti Hurst.
Again, we don't know exactly what Newt Bar is going to bring. I get exactly what you're saying. So that could be the Schwarber guy. I know he's probably expensive and he's not a very good fielder.
I'd even take like a good defender and a fast defender kind of guy who you can pinch hit, or just anyone who can literally play everywhere. Like, I'm not worried about our infield because we have DeYoung and Sosa and they can play anywhere.
You remember Peter Borges?
Yeah.
You remember him? That's the guy that I thought of whenever you were saying that. And he didn't turn into anything.
No.
But
he's a great defender.
He really was. He was fast as can be, but yeah, he could not hit. But yeah, I'm just glad baseball's back. Starts in like 3.5 weeks. So a lot's going to happen
It's
before
gonna
that.
be exciting.
When does spring training even start? Like when do
Sunday,
they really
mandatory
pitcher
like
catcher
attendance is Sunday
for
is March
everybody?
13th. I saw a tweet literally 30 minutes after it happened. It said, let me find it. It was
Okay,
about Paul Goldschmidt, and it was, oh, baseball just started back up, and Paul Goldschmidt is already in Jupiter at the Cardinals complex training,
that
already
is
there.
awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Yeah. Besides, like the obviously we want to see Wayno and Yachty a whole season, but we were missing year. I was afraid we were going to miss a tremendous year of Goldie and Nato. Again, if they're
O'Neal,
healthy, O'Neal,
everyone.
yeah, seriously. Um, so very excited, very excited. Even like not on our team, like guys like Mike Trout. I want to
Yeah.
see, hopefully, like
I want to see him be healthy, not have any injuries, and just do something insane.
somehow make the playoffs. Like
Yes. I
somehow,
hope
please
Cody
make the
Bellinger
playoffs.
stays really bad because I do not like it.
I'm with you, and I wouldn't be like too disappointed if Tatis struggled a little bit too. Not a Tatis fan.
You know what's
Yeah,
also funny now that they agree to the deal is they're now able to put the players' faces on the website.
yeah. I didn't. I saw that right when they like started the lockout. Everything was gone.
Yeah, they had to
Um,
change the Cardinals had to change the promotional nights. There was like a Yachty and Wayno like jersey giveaway or something. And so they like changed it to like battery jersey giveaway.
oh my goodness, that is ridiculous. But yeah, glad it's back. I want to in a couple weeks, and we'll talk to Conlon about it. Come in with our predictions of the season,
Yeah, we do
World
starting
Series
lineup, all that fun
awards.
stuff.
Yeah, yeah, very
After
excited.
a couple spring training games, do our scouting report.
Yeah, I'm glad we just don't have to like watch minor league baseball for
Yeah.
months. I'm
You don't
glad
like
we
minor league
can.
baseball?
I would have done it. It would have been fun, but I want to see the guys.
Did you know
Um,
Jacksonville is a minor league baseball team?
for what major league team?
The Marlins AAA. They're in the same division as Memphis,
Really?
and then the
Well,
Jacksonville Jumbo Shrimp. So that's
oh,
pretty
that's the
cool.
jumbo shrimp.
Yeah, I may get a
Oh, I didn't
shirt
know it
or
was
something.
Jacksonville. That's funny. Um, but yeah, I guess that pretty much covered most of the MLB here.
Yeah, I agree.
Let's see. What do we want to do next year? I kind of went
College
out of order.
basketball.
Yeah, let's do college basketball. That's another one that's gonna, take up some time here. Um,
It's
a lot
March.
going on. Where do you want to start? You want to start with Coach K?
Oh yeah.
Coach K's last game. Now don't be too harsh because the girls' room I'm in right now, I told you off air, it's a huge Duke fan. So, but go right ahead. Go right ahead.
Like it was just kind of funny that uh this last game, everyone there, all this pressure, and he loses by like over 10 to their arch rival North Carolina
Mm-hmm.
that will never
Mm-mm.
let him live it down.
Mm-mm.
And it was pretty. I don't think I watched the game. I was doing something. I don't know what I was doing, but it was pretty cool to see North Carolina come in and beat them like they did in the end of the season with all that everything going on, and they were just determined and went in there and took it to them. And they had 4 starters with 20 points. And also got a shout out Caleb Love from St. Louis, played
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. And that
Mm-hmm.
lobby through to Armando Baycott, where after he threw it, he was like
Yeah. Yeah.
sticking his tongue out.
They're a scary team. They're ranked 25 now in the country. And this time of year, it's just who's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Boston College and the ACC, I'm sure you saw it, knocked off
Yeah.
Wake Forest.
Yeah.
And
Wake
Wake
Forest may not get
Forest,
in now.
exactly. They were like a bubble team, weren't they?
Yeah. Which I
So
don't, they had
that's a
like
big
over
one.
20 wins. So I don't understand why.
And they were ranked at one point, I believe, too.
Yeah.
So
We beat him. Clemson beat him.
yeah. So Clemson lost to who was that? Virginia Tech.
Pass. Yeah. Virginia Tech.
Virginia Tech.
We
So
so we actually were gonna film. We were filming this on Thursday
yes.
night. We were gonna
Yes.
film it yesterday, Wednesday, and we started filming directly after Virginia Tech beat Clemson, and it happened. Virginia Tech beat us in overtime on a last-second three-pointer. So I was not in a great mood once
No.
we got on. So I'm a
Yeah.
lot happier we
I'm
are
glad. I'm glad it did
going
not work
today
out last night. Yeah.
because I usually after like a loss, like any sport of a team, I just get like really angry and like violent. Like I yell at the TV, say like I hope you die and stuff, which is not good.
Yeah. Hey, you're a hardcore fan. There's
But
nothing wrong with that.
Virginia Tech is like Clemson. I'll talk a little Clemson. We played really good. We should have won the game. We missed some free throws late. Hopefully, our coach, we get a little change at the coaching position and get a different person that can get some new recruits in here and get Clemson basketball up to the level of literally every other sport at Clemson. Our baseball team is 12-0. We're ranked. Football team, amazing. We won the national title in soccer this past year. Our women's soccer is really good. Our softball team is ranked. Literally everything. It's kind of crazy. You think of it just as a football school, but
Yeah,
we're pretty
I
good
mean,
at
that's what I
everything
thought. I
except men
knew
and women's basketball.
I knew soccer won this year, but I didn't know about the baseball and softball stuff. So
Yeah.
that's pretty impressive. We
I do
obviously,
have a story about baseball.
yeah.
About Clemson baseball. I can talk about it later after this, after NCAA basketball. It's kind of funny and scary. But
Okay, yeah,
for back to Virginia Tech, when I was watching the game, they said that thing that makes them dangerous is all their players on their floor can shoot. Like all of them have over like a 36% from three.
Mhm.
Well, I said that wrong, but you got what I mean.
Yeah. I got exactly what you're saying. Who did it? So they beat Clemson. Who are they facing in the tournament next?
They're facing Notre Dame right now. I think they
Are
were
they?
winning.
Okay.
I think
And
that game may have gone final.
and what's Tech's record if you can find that as well?
They're
Like, are they turn?
they're 21-10, I think. 20-10.
So maybe
They
tournament.
were on the bubble, but if they beat Notre Dame, I think they're in.
Yeah, because Notre Dame's in for sure, right? You think?
I think so, yeah.
Because all those
Hold
records are
on.
kind of pretty similar. Miami's there too. Miami's like they played today, but they're like
Yeah,
22-9.
they beat Boston College
Boston
in like a
College, yeah.
last second. They like got a fast break or something, and they went and did a layup.
Okay.
All right. I have like all the conferences up on this app, so I'm like, there's so many games.
Trying to find it.
Virginia Tech beat Notre Dame 87-80. Virginia Tech's 21-12. Notre Dame's 22-10.
Okay. Yeah, man, there's just so close because Miami's like 23-9 or something like that now. Obviously North Carolina and Duke are going to be in there. It
Yeah.
was a down year for the ACC.
Like I know people say it's a down year because we didn't have a lot of standout teams.
Yeah.
But if you look at a lot of our guys' record, they're all like around 500. Like we just beat up on each other,
Yeah,
except for like Duke, North Carolina.
that's true.
I don't even know if Miami's 23-9. I didn't realize they were that good.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't either until today I saw them. Let's see who else there. Yeah, I kind of wanted to hear what Colin thought about Notre Dame's expectations, what he thinks they can do, but
I know Colin
um
was really scared that to play
he did,
Virginia Tech
yeah,
because
he didn't
he
want to play
told us
Tech.
about
Yeah.
some stat about Virginia Tech, some advanced stat where Virginia
Mhm.
Tech was like one of the highest, and do not remember what it was.
I don't either. Yeah.
But if Conlon wasn't if he couldn't handle South Beach, he would be here.
Yeah. Let's see. SLU wise, they are in their A10 tournament right now. And they're gonna have to win the tournament to get in. They had a couple chance. They're 20, I want to say 22-10 now. They
Yeah, I think
had a couple chances this year. Where even though they're 22-10, if they win a couple more games, and I'll point out the games in a second, they would be in automatically. They could have beaten like Davidson. Davidson's 25-4,
Oh wow.
or 24-5.
Are
one
they
of
in
those.
Atlantic 10, right?
Yeah. So Davidson, that conference it's top heavy, but it's good. Bonaventure, St. Bonaventure, they're solid. Davidson, like I said, Dayton is up there too. They beat Kansas at the beginning of the year. But SLU, if they would have just beaten Auburn, for example, we lost by like 6 to Auburn
Well, yeah,
early in
didn't
the
you guys
year.
play at home or did you play at
Yes.
Auburn?
I think it was in St. Louis, I believe.
Dang, if you went to SLU, you better have been to that game.
I know I should have. I was probably really close. But no, if you would have beaten Auburn, we also played Memphis earlier in the year. If you would have beaten Memphis, one of
Memphis
those,
is a team that's gotten hot.
they are really hot. Yeah, I wasn't high on them all year, but they've gotten really hot. So yeah, SLU won today by like 30, or they were up 30, and then we put up in our subs, and
Yeah.
they brought it closer. But it was against LaSalle. Um, and then tomorrow, I don't think we know who we face yet. No, we face. Let me get it. I think it's St. Bonaventure tomorrow.
The Bonnies.
Yeah, and we've lost twice to them this year. Again, like I mentioned, we have to win this conference tournament to get in.
Yeah.
We're the 5 seed in the tournament. Yeah, St. Bonaventure tomorrow at 1:30. So hopefully we can pull that out. We're honestly playing not bad basketball at all. We have a tremendous point guard, leads the league in assists, and Yuri Collins. Pretty solid shooting around, kind of inconsistent. Mizzou, on the other hand, Mizzou, awful season, came to an end today against LSU. They were 12-21, I believe. Konzo Martin, the head coach, might be his last game. I like Konzo as a human being, and I honestly liked him as a coach. And it might just be a player's thing.
I think he's a good recruiter.
Yeah.
Some coaches are good recruiters, not good coaches.
Yes, exactly. But a lot of stuff going on outside of like the big schools. You know, you have a bunch of little conferences going on right now where teams are fighting, to make the tournament. The game of the week for me was Furman and Chattanooga.
Yeah, Furman's it's in Greenville, South Carolina, which is about 45 minutes away.
Okay,
it's really close to here. We'll play them in football, like our first game of the year, and my first ever Clemson game, we played them our first game, and I think they literally had negative like total yards by the end of the game.
That's funny. So yeah, I think I posted it on my own Instagram and our podcast Instagram. If you haven't followed that already, go follow that. A_Z_sports_talk.
And follow our YouTube and TikTok.
Just list off everything.
Twitter.
But no, that was a tremendous game. Again, this time of year, I kind of like to watch those championships because I like to see, is there a sleeper that, a lot of 11 seed, for example. 11 seed is like the seed that always seems to win beat a
or
six,
like
a
12, a 12,
12-5.
11's always the like last. There's somewhere it's like the last 4 in, and they're always like big schools that had like solid seasons but not great, and then they always seem to just
exactly. And I was telling somebody today that too. Like, I don't feel really confident about any of these people are going to be like 15 seeds, which probably means like 2 or 3 of them are going to win. That's just how it goes.
Also, I guess it's breaking news. Oklahoma beat Baylor in the Big 12 conference.
Yes, so. I literally saw that right before we started filming. Yeah,
so
that's a huge one.
You can continue what you're going, but I can say this real quick. We can talk about this later about like our brackets, but I'm like thinking of teams. I know you've talked about this. You're like, I have no idea who I'm going to pick. I don't know who I'm going to pick either. I just kind of look at I just get out my bracket, write it all down. I always do a written one first.
Yep, I'm with you.
And then I just kind of look at the teams and just kind of think about it. Even if I haven't watched this team, I'm like, oh, what the heck, Arkansas?
Yeah. So back to that Chattanooga Furman game. Furman got a go-ahead layup with like 4 seconds left, 4.3, something like that. And Chattanooga came down. They had a timeout to call. They didn't call it. I was like, what are you doing? I remember yelling at the TV, what are you doing? And they got to like half court, took a couple steps in. Guy just like drained the thing to send them on to the tournament. I will say it really is, man. There's been like 4 buzzer beaters already in these tournaments. I don't have the list of teams that have made it already. Next Tuesday, and I'll say this again at the end, but next Tuesday is when we plan on, if not Tuesday, Wednesday, recording again. We'll get an episode out about it might be a whole episode just on college basketball. Just giving our picks, our analysis, all that stuff. So that'll be a lot of fun.
And also, we can make this big announcement. We are going to do a March Madness like bracket group kind of thing and open it up to everyone. They can join, see how they do. See they do against us. We are not professionals at all. I honestly just wing it half the time. Just be like, oh, I like this school. Like I know there's some schools I just pick just because I won't pick because I hate them. So just kind of something kind of fun to see how you guys do in the bracket.
Yeah, and I'll give you props to that because that was all Zach's idea here. But yeah, I agree that'll be pretty.
I am
fun.
Pretty good though because I did pick Baylor last year to win it all.
I think I picked. I saw it earlier this week. I think I picked Gonzaga to win last year. So I'm waiting for the okay,
Wayne.
there it is. Um, but where was I at? Oh, one school that not many people are talking about. There's a small school in Kentucky, I believe it was, Bellarmine or Bellarmine
Yeah.
University. So they won their conference tournament. It's their first year as a D1 school. They've been a D2 school, and they were like freaking out. Little did I know that there's something in the NCAA rules where they can't make the national tournament until after a certain amount of time. So for that conference, I think it's like the ASUN conference or something like that. They're taking the regular season champion. I think it was not Arkansas, Jacksonville State. It was Jacksonville State.
Okay.
So they're going to make it rather than Bellarmine. And Bellarmine was celebrating, but I read that they already knew before the game anyway.
Oh yeah.
So it wasn't some like heartbreaking news. But I don't like that at all. I don't think there should
No,
be a
that's
wait
weird.
time unless there's something I'm missing in the details.
It's probably in their contract. The contract they
Yeah,
send.
yeah.
Also, speaking of new D1 schools, Lindenwood's going to be a D1 school in the Ohio
Mhm.
Valley. So that's kind of cool.
Is it in all sports,
I don't know.
or is
I
it
just
just
know
like
for sure
football?
basketball.
Basketball is for sure.
For sure basketball.
What conference did you say?
Ohio Valley.
Oh, really?
Because Murray State and Belmont are moving to the Missouri Valley.
That's right. I didn't know Belmont was.
Yeah.
Oh,
And they
Ohio
both are
Valley. So
pretty good.
they're with who did Morehead State? Morehead State just played in Murray State. I'm trying to think of the bigger
SEMO's in
school.
there.
Okay.
Uh Other schools that I would probably know if like someone said it, but I do not know off the top
Yeah.
of my
Yeah.
head.
That's cool though. That's really cool.
Yeah, I think it's awesome.
I don't have actually much notes left on college basketball besides just like selection Sunday is this Sunday. I literally put
Yes.
selection Sunday this Sunday in like all caps. It's one of the best times of the year.
Yeah, I
Um,
just think whenever it's like February 28th and it goes into March, it's just like happy. It's like March and you
yes, yeah,
just get like how Colin was a couple episodes ago, buzzing. You're just
just
buzzing
fired
like
up.
all day. Yeah. You're just
Yeah,
like pumped. You become like
um,
a college basketball expert in like the 3 weeks, just
seriously,
like the 2 weeks
like
before when you
everyone
actually
does.
start watching.
Yeah. So yeah, everybody go fill out your brackets. We'll have an episode next week and
The bracket
really just about college
special.
basketball. Yeah, let's call it that. I like that. Bracket special. I like that.
Did you
Let's
see
move on.
the Bryant played someone
Oh
and
my
there was like
gosh. Yes.
okay, so you know the guy on their team?
Peter
They're
Kiss is his name. Their
yes.
star. Yeah.
So that he's leading the league in scoring. So they played at Clemson, like our second game. We beat him by like 25. But this Peter Kiss guy, the definition of a tool. He makes a three, like he's a pretty good scorer. He makes a three like to start the game. He turns around to our student section and just like yells, he's like, ah. And then
Yeah.
so we were like, he was just annoying. And then from then on, from literally like the beginning of the game, every time he touched the ball, our whole student section, the whole stadium just booed him. It was awesome. He'd
Oh,
like
good.
miss a shot and we cheer. Every time he touched it, he booed him. So I hope Bryant just gets annihilated and Peter Kiss goes
Yes.
like 0 for 30 in the first round of the tournament.
So yeah, I watched like the highlights of that game. I saw like a notification. ESPN had a notification that slid up on my phone about some kind of brawl that happened or some kind of fight, and I was like, "What the heck?" And so I looked it up, and I kept up a little bit with it. I saw Bryant University was up against Wagner University, like by 20 or 30 or 25, something like that. I was like, I won't tune into this one. And then I saw the highlights of it, and that guy is a just class A jerk. I mean, he was doing push-ups, showboating that way. I'm okay with like a little showboat every once in a while. Get fired up, whatever. The stuff he was doing was uncalled for.
Big time
Um,
showboater.
yes,
Like,
that's one of the biggest I've seen actually in quite a while.
like, just like you want to like punch him.
Yes, yeah. So I told Hannah when we were sitting there, I was like, you have to watch this. So I replayed it for her, and I was like, I'm literally cheering so hard against them, and I always cheer for like underdogs, not this one.
No,
They'll
I hope
probably be
that
like a 15 or 16, but
yeah, I hope they go up against like Duke and
mhm.
just get assaulted.
I was actually going to move on to NFL, but there is one other thing that college basketball wise I want to talk about. It's like a little sneak peek almost. I have a sneaky like sleeper. I'm trying to get it here.
You know what's also great about this week of like conference tournaments is at the beginning of the week, it's like conference tournaments, so you're excited because you get to watch the games, kind of learn the teams in about a week to decide what you're going to pick in the tournament. But the best is at the beginning, you just see the bracket of the conference tournament and you just get like, ooh, you just get like
Yeah,
aroused.
I
You
I
just
love
see a
it.
bracket and you're like, oh yeah, let's go.
Yeah. My sleeper though, and they'll probably be like an 11 seed is my prediction. Maybe a 12. Probably a 12. South Dakota State. They beat North Dakota State
The
in their
Jackrabbits.
conference, Jackrabbits. Yep. They beat their rival North Dakota State in the Summit League championship the other night. I watched it, the majority of it, especially the second half. And they literally look like some of these smaller schools just flat out lose not because of talent, just like physical ability, like their physical
Yeah.
presence, like they're not big enough. South Dakota State's big, like they're grown men, have a couple really good scorers on their team, just take care of the basketball. Um, so they're like the one team that I'm like, I think I'll probably pick them because you got to pick at least one.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to be mine. Another one I keep seeing is, and they're ranked actually, but nobody's talking about it. Is Colorado State, the Rams. They're 22nd or 23rd in the country, but they're a team that I see a lot of people like Sweet 16, and everybody be like, what? But
It's
that's
like
one.
every year, it always, I don't think they're good this year, but like like Santa Barbara, like UC Santa
UC
Barbara,
Santa Barbara, yeah,
every year I'll watch like the CBS Selection Sunday, and every time it's UC Santa Barbara, like, oh, this team's really good. They're a chance
yeah,
to upset, and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna pick them. Then usually they
yeah,
lose.
yep. I will say South Dakota State has won. I think it's 20 straight games.
Oh wow.
If not 20, it's 19. And if it's not 19, then it's 21. It's one of those three. Um, so they're like my sleeper going into this. But more talk on that next week. Let's move on to NFL here. We're probably not going to touch on NBA as much in this one. I will just quick little shout out because it got me a little excited last week. LeBron had 56 the other night. So that was pretty amazing. We
And they
also have
lost
not.
to the Rockets last night.
I know. I was
Worst
waiting
team
for
in
you
the
to say it.
league.
Yeah, it was a bad loss last night. And he didn't play well either, so that hurt. Um, we actually fully went over. Now that I'm looking at it, or did you see it? Like we did not even touch on there. Did you
Oh,
see
we
it?
can let's just plug that in right now.
You want to do
Little
that? We'll do
yeah,
that,
let's
and
do
then
that.
we'll hit some NFL after that. So you want to start off?
Yeah, my did you see it goes pretty well with uh going after college basketball, but the famous player, coach, and owner, Jackie Moon of the Flint Tropics, made an appearance at the Golden State Warriors game, and he was warming up with the team. He was backing in the post, calling for it, passing it back out, just making good reads, just great passes, and then set a great screen. Made a free throw, made a shot from the logo. It was awesome. It was pretty funny.
So for those who don't know Jackie Moon, it's just like a movie character played by Will Ferrell, correct?
Yeah, the movie's called Semi Pro.
Yes. Okay.
It's really funny. Yeah, and it's played by Will Ferrell, and it's in the ABA, and Will Ferrell or Jackie Moon, he owns a franchise, the Flint Tropics in Flint, Michigan, and he is the owner, coach, and player, and it is a very funny movie.
I remember seeing it, or at least I'm going to be honest. I don't think I've seen the whole thing. I think I've seen just bits and pieces. But I
It's
obviously
really funny.
I know the character every time I see it on social media. Clay Thompson dressed up as him like for
Yeah,
Halloween or something.
yeah, because he has like the
Wasn't that like
curly
the
afro little
yeah?
hair.
Wasn't
Yeah,
that like the inside joke there?
yeah,
Yeah. But I did see that he was like draining like granny style.
yeah. Will
Um,
Ferrell's in his like 50s, and he was
yeah,
looking pretty
he
good.
looked good. He did look good. I had two. Did you see it this week? My first one, kind of a cool little story. So Phil Kessel of the Arizona Coyotes in the NHL, um, he has and I don't have the number here either, about how many games he's played in a row. We talked about it, maybe even episode 1 or 2.
A lot.
Yes, I want to say 800 plus. That might be high, but it's a crazy amount. of games played in a row. And his wife is having a child, but they wanted to keep his streak alive. So I have like the quote here. I'll just read a little bit of it. So before Arizona scored to go ahead 1-0 on Detroit the other night, Phil Kessel played the very first shift after that and received fist pumps from his teammates as he extended his consecutive game streak. And now he's going to head home for the for the birth of his first child. Sorry. So they literally had him go out there for. I saw the clip. They had him go out there for like 20 seconds, just skate around a little bit, and then come off real quick, take off your skates, and go home. So kind of unique. I kind of like awesome. The respect factor there, making sure he continues that. My other one, and we're going to use this to transition in NFL. It's the end of an era in Seattle for Russell Wilson. Not just Russell Wilson, the captain of the defense, Bobby Wagner, was released as well. Just sad times. Baseball today, the news of baseball really helped lighten the mood. But Russ had a tremendous career here. I don't dislike the Broncos. Actually, I cheer for them because they're in the same division as the Chiefs. Sorry, all the Chiefs fans out there.
We don't like you.
No.
Well, we like you, but we don't like the Chiefs.
Yeah, we appreciate the support here, but we do not like the Chiefs.
With all due respect.
Yes. So I'll be cheering for Russell. I hope he does tremendous there. I think they're going to be really good. They have a lot of offensive weapons. I'm going to use that to transition into the NFL talk that I have. It's like what we got back in return for that. And for those of you that don't know, I'm a huge Seattle Seahawks fan. Ever since like 2015 when the Rams left.
Yeah, actually, if you guys didn't know, AJ was born in Seattle. Not
no, that is a lie. No, I was a huge Rams fan, obviously St. Louis, but after they left, I was so disgusted. I think I took like a whole year off of even following football. I followed it, but like I didn't cheer for anybody.
Took a sabbatical.
Seriously, and my dad's still on it. Like my dad
really?
still won't follow it at all. It's just like the Stan Kroenke hate that he has built inside of him now, but. No, I was like, I love for Russell Wilson as a player, but also what he stands for off the field. And just as like a very respectable man. So I followed him, and he had a tremendous 10 years there. Won a Super Bowl. Went to 2, I believe.
Yeah.
The one with the Marshawn Lynch should have ran it.
Yeah.
So
should have 2 Super Bowl rings.
Yes, he definitely should have. I don't understand the reason why they're kind of blowing things up. Like I understand like last year was kind of a disappointing year. We were 7-10, but also we were 7-10, but he missed 4 games due to injury. And we lost all 4. So let's say you win 3 of them, you're 9-8 and almost a playoff team. You had some like holes defensively that you needed to fill and some offensive troubles. What we got back in return, I think, is going to help us in the long run, though. So you got the Broncos' first round pick this year and a second round pick this year. You got the Broncos' first and second round pick next year. You got a 5th round pick thrown in there. You have Drew Lock thrown in there, and you have Shelby Harris. He's older, but a very good still defensive lineman. So that's going to help the defensive side. The Drew Lock thing's interesting because I think the direction that they're going to go is Drew Lock,
Geno Smith,
and Geno. Yeah. So it's like, I don't think Drew Lock or Geno has the job right now. I think it's we come into camp, we see who plays better type thing. I think Drew probably is going to get, he's younger. I think he's probably going to get more of the looks. I think I was telling somebody today, I think it's going to be one of those things where he's going to kind of just, they don't have expectations for next year. So I think it's going to be like learn on the job type of thing.
I think could be good. You have weapons. You have 2 good receivers. You have a good running back when healthy. Their offensive line your guys' offensive line hasn't been great for like ever.
No, it hasn't.
That's probably why Russell Wilson's like, I'm tired of running around.
Yes.
I don't think the Broncos' offensive line is that great either, but
no. They have the offensive weapons though, man. Especially at running back. Javonte Williams, Melvin Gordon. and then wide receivers Cortland Sutton, sorry. And
Tim
then who else?
Patrick, Jerry
Jerry
Judy.
Judy.
They
We
also
got
have,
Noah.
or
We
you
got
got
Noah
Noah
Fant.
Fant.
Yeah, we thought about it at the same time. Yeah, we got Noah Fant. So that's a young tight end that's going to be pretty good, I believe.
But
So
for all the
that'll help.
Mizzou fans out there, it's Albert. It's Albert, and then his name's really long. It's like O. And
Albert
then
O. Albert O.
he it could be his time to shine in Denver. He was pretty solid with Mizzou when he was with them. And he was a team in Drew Locks, but
Mm-hmm.
hopefully he plays
So
good.
I sent you something before this about the Colin Kaepernick thing, about how he's in really good shape, they're saying. So my reasoning, I told you, like, I'm okay with like giving him a shot, is because like you have nothing to lose type of thing. Like you really don't, you're not going to expect to win next year. But like you said, you would rather have Drew Lock, and I'm not against it because, like I said, it is like a learn on the job type thing. I don't think Drew Lock's a terrible quarterback. I don't think he's a Super Bowl quarterback by any means. I don't think he
I
ever
just think
will.
he needs just a good coaching. I think people have said his footwork's really bad, but like he has the raw skill. Like his arm he has a huge arm,
He's
and
a strong arm. Yeah.
he's decent accurate.
So my worry is that we struggle, and like DK and Tyler Lockett, who are in their primes, are like, we're out of here. Like we want to be gone too. The Bobby Wagner thing was just sad. I mean, you just flat out released him because you wanted to save money. I wish you would have gotten maybe something out of it, but again, Bobby was a tremendous player here for 10 years. He came in the same draft as Russell.
How old is he? Are they both 33?
33 sounds right. Yeah.
I didn't realize Russell Wilson was that old until
I thought he was 31, and then I looked it up yesterday.
I thought he was still in his 20s.
Bobby's 31. He'll be turning 32 this June.
Cowboys, pick him up.
I mean, he's not explosive in anything that he does, but he's so solid. Like he doesn't miss tackles. He doesn't miss games. Constantly. I mean, people are saying he's like the best linebacker ever. I don't know about that, but obviously an all-pro player. I think in his 10 seasons, he's been to 8 all-pro teams. So tremendous career for Bobby Wagner, and he'll probably succeed wherever else he goes. Another crazy thing, like Aaron Rodgers, like what? I thought for sure he was going to go somewhere else. And if not somewhere else, I thought he was going to just be like a 1 year, like right off into the sunset type of thing. 4 years, 200 mil. Like that's wild.
That is crazy. He's going to be like 42 once that's done.
Yeah, he's 38. Yeah, he's going to be 42 when that's done.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's the surprise. Another quarterback news. Carson Wentz traded to the Commanders.
The commies.
So
I'm very happy about that trade.
Are you? You like it?
Yeah. The Cowboys get to go up against Carson Wentz, win. Daniel Jones, win. And the Giants are looking at Mitchell Trubisky, even better, win.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Jalen Hurts, win.
Mm-hmm.
Will the Cowboys probably lose one of those games? Yes.
I just popped in my head about the Seahawks going to the draft. There's a couple quarterbacks available.
I would not draft one this year. I would wait. I don't think this class is as good.
I'm with you. I don't think it's like star worthy at all. Kenny Pickett doesn't really do anything for me.
Kenny Pickett's a bust. You didn't hear?
What? Why you say that?
His hands were like the smallest ever.
Yeah, that was literally everywhere.
Bust.
Yeah, he's the quarterback from Pitt. He got if people don't know who he is, he kind of got in trouble for that fake slide.
Yeah, I don't like him
this year. No. Malik Willis out of Liberty University. He's the guy that if we were going to draft somebody, I would want him. Kind of a big, strong, burly quarterback.
Athletic, fast.
Yeah, very. Yeah. And then Matt Corral. Oh, Malik Willis. It seems like he has just a good head on him. I saw they had like during the combine, he was outside helping like a homeless man clean up his stuff. Like it just seems like Russell Wilson 2.0. I know it's just one clip, but and then Matt Corral was the other first round guy that I keep seeing.
I like Matt Corral a lot.
I think Ole Miss, right?
Yeah, he was really good at Ole Miss. He's
and
pretty.
There was one.
He's mobile. He can throw pretty good. He's really good.
There was one out of Cincinnati. It was red and white or red and black. Ritter. Yeah, I hear a lot of good things about him. Like when he went into like the interview room, like apparently he like stole the show. Like he was like he knew what he wanted. Like the guy talking
I
about
think
it
he's like a
said,
fifth-year senior too. Like,
yeah, just mature guy. But yeah, a lot of changes going down. Then I think you wrote something down here about Kyler Murray and that whole drama.
oh yes. Did you like? So he removed all the pictures of himself in the Cardinals uniform off his Instagram and unfollowed the Cardinals. So everyone's like, oh, of course the people who like follow that religiously and look and be like, oh, Kyler Murray didn't took all that stuff.
Yeah.
Kudos to you for your good work.
Well, that's what Russell did. Russell took Seattle off. I don't know if you knew that, off like
No.
all his social media. And I was like, oh shoot. Like I'm not one that really falls into that stuff, but I'm like,
Yeah.
oh shoot, it usually does mean something.
And then Kyler Murray had this huge let out this big statement about how he wanted to like sign a long contract or whatever. And basically in my head, I'm like, just stop being a baby. He was like mad that they lost the game. I'm like, I
yeah,
don't know if we get the
people were really trying to like blow that out of proportion. I saw people saying like, oh, now he's gonna go back to baseball. Like what do you know, he was drafted by the A's. It's like, oh my gosh. Okay. Like it'll all work out. It'll be fine.
but now he added it back, so they're all in good terms. And the Cardinals re-signed uh their head coach Cliff.
Kingsbury or
Yeah, did an
Kingsbury, whatever his name
extension.
is.
Got an
Yeah.
extension for winning 0 playoff games. Nice.
And they didn't look good in that playoff game either against the Rams.
No.
Yeah, that was a bad game. Um, but yeah, I did not expect us to talk NFL anything for about months. There's months on months.
NFL, you thought it was gone. Boom, it's back.
Seriously.
Did you hear about the trade today?
The
big trade
Khalil
today?
Mack.
Yeah, to the
Yeah, to the
Chargers.
Chargers. Yes, I like that for them.
Joey Bosa and Khalil Mack coming at you.
Yes. Derwin James on the back end too.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is some
Speaking of
superstars.
that division, AFC West has to be the best in football. Them or the NFC West.
Overall, like teams.
Yeah,
Okay, because I saw like a whole list.
They're the best quarterback.
Yeah,
division by far.
AFC. What AFC West, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so AFC West. I mean, Pat Mahomes, Russell Wilson, Justin Herbert, and Derek Carr is your fourth quarterback. You know,
Derek Carr's the worst quarterback the best worst quarterback in a division ever.
Yeah. But yeah, so I guess we'll have NFL talk coming up with the draft. We'll probably do. We haven't talked about it. I'm sure we'll do some kind of like top 10 mock draft or something like that. Nothing crazy like 7 rounds or anything like that. But
yeah, we're gonna do we'll do like a bunch of revisions. We'll do like 10 revisions each day. We'll post it.
Yeah. But I guess we can move on. What else do we have here? A little NHL.
Sure.
I had a little NHL.
Then I can tell my my Clemson baseball story that I had this weekend.
Yeah, we'll finish up with that. Perfect. I did have some NBA that happened, but nothing really worth talking. It was just like one big day that happened.
What, LeBron losing to the Rockets?
No. Okay, well I'll tell the NBA just really quick.
We can do NBA. We're doing pretty good on time.
Okay, good. So yeah, we'll do NBA real quick. So that Saturday night game, it was against the Warriors who have the best defensive rating in basketball. Let's say he scored 56.
I thought the Celtics were the number 1 defense in basketball.
It has the Warriors on here as number
Really?
1.
I've just been seeing all this stuff saying the Celtics have the number 1 defense. I don't know if it's like you said rating, so maybe be like
defensive rating.
Different.
Yeah. And the Warriors, I know you and I both aren't huge fans of Draymond Green. They have fallen off a little bit defensively since he's been gone. And they actually, as a team, like they've been losing more. They had lost 7 of 8 coming into this game. The Lakers had lost like 6 of 9 or something like that. Lakers have it's been a really rough season. But it was a highlight. It was a highlight night. The Lakers beat the Warriors. LeBron had 56. He's the oldest player with 55 plus points, and he's also the youngest player that ever scored 55 plus. He was 19 for 31 from the field, which is 61%. 6 for 11 from 3, 55%. 12 for 13 from the free throw line, 92%. And that's one misconception, and we're not going to get into LeBron talk, Zach. We're not going there this episode. That's
you don't want to get sensitive today.
No, yeah, no, I don't want to get sensitive. That's one misconception that I don't like with LeBron haters, I guess, is that he gets all the calls because he's shooting 4 free throws per game this year. and driving to the bucket more than guys like Embiid, Giannis, and who was the other one on the list? I think Harden was the other one on the list. But they all have
what like is a drive, because he's going to drive more than Giannis or Embiid because they're going to be on the low post.
Yes. Okay.
That's not technically a drive.
No. Yeah. A drive like from the 3-point line or from the free throw line to the basket type thing. But he averages more drives to the bucket per game, like more finishes at the rim from it. And like guys like Giannis and Embiid and Harden, I think was the other one. But we both know how Harden plays. It's just trying to draw contact. But
in a way, if you think about it, like you hate it, but it's kind of smart.
I mean, honestly, it is.
You hate to watch it.
I hate watching it. Yeah,
it's smart.
No, I get that. But they're all getting 10 plus free throws per game. So Braun got some calls this game though. He was just aggressive right from the beginning. Last night just was not his night. Was not very very good last night. Russ did have a really good night last night. One of his best, not one, probably his best game of the year. He had 30 points, 9 rebounds, 8 assists. Only 2 turnovers, maybe even 1 turnover. He was very efficient in everything that he was doing. So with the Lakers mindset,
I have a hot take about the Lakers set. Okay. I think what the problem is, I think what they should do
defense.
Yeah, obviously they suck at defense.
Yeah.
What I think they should do, which I don't know what you'll think about this, is I think they should have the basketball in the hands of Russell Westbrook more than they do. Like have him run it. Like LeBron can shoot it better than Russell Westbrook. Like, yeah, anyone can shoot better than Russell Westbrook.
Yeah.
And just have him do what he does best and facilitate, because he can get, as he's been doing his whole like career, he's been getting over 10 assists like a game. Mm-hmm. Just have him do a show, then LeBron doesn't have to dribble as much, and you can just pass it out, and LeBron can just drive off the pass.
Yeah, he can be more of a slasher
instead of having Russell Westbrook be a spot up shooter.
Yeah. The only thing with that is like, I like that idea, but like last night they scored 130, and the Rockets still. I mean, to be honest, I mean the Lakers should have won it. Obviously, I'm not making any excuses at all. That was a terrible, terrible loss. But the Rockets were hot. I mean, I watched it and I was like, man, they're just not missing.
Jalen Green's developing.
He went crazy last night. Kevin Porter had a really good game. Nobody like stood out. They all had like 18 to 23. Like
they're really young,
guys.
kind of fun to watch.
Yeah, they are.
They're not good, but they're fun to watch.
Make like really blatant mistakes from when I've been watching them, but they're exciting to watch for sure. But after that LeBron 56-point game, the next night was like Sunday was like a huge basketball day. They've been doing this the last couple weekends, like a whole day of like 4 games, kind of like a Christmas Day schedule. And I don't know.
I like it because all the games on the weekdays are so late.
Yeah.
On the weekends, you can turn it on at like 1 o'clock in the afternoon and watch.
Yeah, and they were all on ABC and ESPN. So like very accessible for just about anyone. But the first game that Sunday, there was 4. Celtics defeated the Nets 126-120. Tatum had 54. It was just unstoppable. I think he was like 8 for 15 from 3. I mean, dude was just chucking threes.
Celtics are scary.
They are. They got hot at the beginning of the year. I had them as the 2 seed, going like my prediction for them, and they start off really slow. And I picked them actually the 2 seed the year before too, and they really underperformed last year. And I was like, they started slow this year, and I was thinking, oh man, like here we go again. But they've gotten really hot, and I feel like I'm talking about them every week. Like that's how hot they are. KD had 37, 8, and 6 that game, but Tatum outdueled him. The second game, the Bucks held on to beat the Suns 132-122. The Suns were without Booker and CP3 though, and they scored 122 on the Bucks, which is kind of alarming. Chris Middleton had 44. That's what I was getting at, is like LeBron had 56, then Tatum had 54, then Middleton had 44, and then somebody else.
Kyrie had 50 on like 50. 19 shots.
Yes, 16 of 19, something ridiculous.
Like 9 or something from 3. It was insane.
Yeah. Yeah,
It's just crazy how I think I saw a tweet. It's like it's crazy how Kyrie Irving can drop 50 and this is his hobby.
seriously. Yeah, think about if he put all his time and effort into
Yeah.
this. I mean, um, I did find it funny that in that Bucks Suns game, so the starters for the Bucks, Chris Middleton was plus 21, Bobby Portis was plus 11, Drew Holiday plus 14, Grayson Allen plus 17, Giannis was minus 8, which I found just kind of interesting. It wasn't his best game. He had 19 and 19. I don't remember his other stats as well off the top of my
How many
head, but
minutes did he play?
I
Did
think
he
he
play
played
more than
30,
everyone?
36, something like that. But I was gonna say these the last two games, he's been unbelievable. What he's been doing. Um, so it was just like an off night type of thing. The third game was the Cavaliers and the Raptors. The Raptors finally televised their first televised game of the year, so I was just looking forward to that. But the Cavs beat them 104-96. Nothing really special about the game besides Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley, two future stars, just young. I think they might be both teenagers still. If not, they're like 20.
Yeah,
Um,
I'll look at their age while you
okay, yeah.
start talking.
But I literally wrote down Scotty Barnes and Evan Mobley show out. Scotty Barnes had 19, 12, and 6. Evan Mobley had 20, 17, and 4, a career high 17 rebounds for Mobley. Just a freak of nature, crazy athletic, long. It goes back to what I'm saying about Saturday. I get to go see the Raptors in person. I'm very excited. Fred VanVleet's back from injury. So I'm looking forward to seeing them. Scotty is like a grown man and how old were they? Did you
They're
find it?
both 20.
Both 20. So he's like literally a grown man in a 20-year-old body. And I'm sure you know this, and we might have talked about it before. Like we're getting to the age now where these guys are younger than us, and it's like,
Yeah,
oh man, it's kind of sad, you know?
and they're like
Freaks.
gigantic, athletic,
Yes.
huge, and they're in the
Yeah.
NBA making millions of dollars.
Yeah. You and I disagree on some sports topics, but we do disagree. We do agree. Sorry. We do agree that Scotty and Evan Mobley will both be very good players
Yes.
in this league. Very high on them. The last game was the Knicks and the Clippers. Literally, I put nothing. I watched the whole game. I put Knicks crush Clippers by 23. That's all I put.
Okay, so I have
Knicks
something about
came
the
out really
Clippers.
hot.
Like, I have not watched a single game of NBA this whole year, but I do look at the box scores. How are the Clippers over 500 without Kawhi and Paul George?
Tyronn Lue is a tremendous coach. Just like so good.
Mexico,
X's and
Missouri,
O's.
shout out.
Yeah, seriously. But they have no stars. Reggie Jackson either has performed out of his mind or done nothing. I'm trying to think of what Morris twin it is. Marcus Morris there.
The better one.
Yeah, the better one. Exactly. He's played very well. Zubac, however you pronounce it. He's played well this year. Luke Kennard has really kind of shown out this year. They just like Amir Coffey and Terrence Mann, just like random guys, but they're long at their athletic.
Terrence Mann was good in college.
He was at Florida State, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, they played well and have been playing well. Really quick before we finish up NBA here, with the Lakers, it's been a complete disaster of a season. My mindset is you're going to get in the play-in. You're not going to fall out of the play-in unless something unbelievable happens. I guess it's possible, but you're either going to have to play, if you can get to the eighth seed, you can play the Wolves in the first round. When the Wolves have been playing really well this year. Or you get the Pelicans, and then you would have to play the winner of the Wolves and Clippers. So it's a one-game playoff. You know, in my mindset, I'm like LeBron James in one game. Can he win you a game? Sure. It was nice seeing Russell Westbrook perform like that last night. I hope he continues to perform.
Did you
like
say
that.
Russell Westbrook?
I might have on accident. I didn't mean to. But no, if he continues to perform like that, he was very good last night. Hopefully he can do that. You get AD back. I'm just trying to be positive, optimistic with what's going on. I did have one other thing. Actually, we already touched on it. It was Tuesday night. Kyrie drops 50 on Hornets, on the Charlotte Hornets, and Brooklyn's back to 500 at that time, 33-33. The But that's all I had NBA wise. Did you have anything else you want to touch on?
Ben Simmons is returning to Philly tonight, but not playing. They're
I saw
booing
he
him.
was getting booed a lot.
Yeah. And then they cheered
Um,
whenever he dunked the ball in warm-ups. So that was kind of funny.
Yeah, yeah. I saw some clips about that. My
The
phone's at
Blues
full.
just won.
So yeah, so let's get on to hockey there. That's a good little transition, perfect transition actually, because the Blues had a terrible, terrible weekend. They lost to the New Jersey, not New Jersey, my goodness, New York Islanders, 2-1. They lost to the Devils that was on Saturday. They lost to the Devils on Sunday afternoon in overtime. Just not sharp offensively. That's like the one note I put. They on Tuesday, I put an absolute dud again. They lost 4-1 to the Ottawa Senators at home. They looked completely lost. And then tonight they play the New York Rangers, which is one of the best teams in hockey, has the best goalie in hockey. Collins praised him a lot. He's going to win the Vezina. Igor Shesterkin. And did we score 6 or was it more?
6-2.
6-2. Yeah. The first 3 were unbelievable. Robert Thomas, I was watching that before we started filming. Robert Thomas was absolutely putting on a show. And I will say, I know you haven't watched a whole lot of hockey. You have to see, and everybody else has to also, the Ville Husso save he had tonight. One of the best goalie saves I've ever seen in my life. It was unbelievable. I literally actually got out of my seat, which is pretty amazing.
You've never gotten out of your seat watching sports before?
I have, but this was, I don't know.
I get up a lot.
Yeah. I was trying to make like a emphatic point there, and you kind of like brought it down, but it was an amazing save.
The AJ standards, it was
it was unbelievable.
It was a great stand up to
yes.
off the couch.
What else do I have here? I put the Flames beat the Avs in overtime by 4-3 on last Saturday. I just put that because Flames and Avs are both top 3 in the West. We're the other team in there. Oddly enough, I put the Arizona Coyotes in the notes this week. They're one of the worst teams in hockey, but they beat the Senators 8-5. Nick Schmaltz, we drafted his brother several years ago. He had 7 points. He had 2 goals and 5 assists, which was kind of just crazy because he's not a guy that scores that much. And then on Tuesday, the Maple Leafs beat the Kraken. I watched that one 6-4. And Austin Matthews, who leads the league in goals right now with 43. He's on an absolute tear right now. He has 10 goals in his last 8 games, 43 on the season. And then Wayne Simmons for the Leafs played his 1,000th game. Really cool ceremony. Before that, they showed like a video tribute, and he gets like the silver stick to kind of like as a like a trophy type thing. And then the last thing I had was on Tuesday, the Coyotes. Again, I have the Coyotes in the list. They beat the Red Wings 9-2 after winning 8-5 against the who was that? The Senators. So they played a couple like not very good teams, but still a crazy goal. So that's 17 goals in 2 games, 8+ goals in both of them. So kind of unreal for the Coyotes. But it was a very fun week of sports. I think that's all I had today. We're gonna keep we're gonna keep the tier list. My goodness, I can't talk right now. The tier list for next week. Yeah. We all have those moments, don't we?
Yes.
We're gonna keep the tier list for next week. So when Colin's here. But before we close out, go ahead and share your story about the college baseball.
Yeah. One more sport thing kind of did you see before my story? Did you see the MLS season, I think, just started? And did you see the Charlotte football club?
Is this like with the crowd?
Yeah, the crowd.
Yeah.
They were the largest crowd for MLS game because they do it in the Panther Stadium, and it was completely full. Basically more than they get for their actual for the Panthers. And then whenever they're singing the national anthem, the mic went out. So the whole crowd sung the national anthem. And it was like, you listen to it and I just got goosebumps. It was like so cool, but it was awesome. But didn't
you make like a joke about there's more fans there than like Panthers games or something?
Yeah, there is legit.
Yeah.
But like looking at I don't haven't watched the MLS, but I follow them on like Instagram and watching like highlights and stuff. I think soccer in the US is growing like a lot because all these stadiums and yeah, all these games, the crowds are like packed and everyone's going crazy. Like Atlanta United, they packed like the whole, they don't open the top level of the Mercedes, but they pack the whole bottom section, like completely sold out.
Mhm.
And so I'm excited for next year for the St. Louis Soccer Club
Yeah.
to.
I'm not a huge soccer fan. I do follow Wolverhampton in England a little bit. Um, and you're a Chelsea guy, right?
Yeah, I've not really watched anything.
Yeah. Yeah. But I will follow it really strongly here in St. Louis. Um, but that's all I had for this episode.
Yeah, yeah, I
Um,
can tell my story now.
oh yeah, sorry, go right ahead.
So um this past Sunday we Clemson played our rival South Carolina in baseball. We had a 3-game series. The Friday game was at South Carolina, and then the Saturday game was at like another field in South Carolina with in Columbia, South Carolina, where the University of South Carolina is. A lot of words there. Um at like a minor league team stadium. And then they play the last game of the series at Clemson. Sunday afternoon game. It was like 80 degrees. I got a little sunburnt, but I got to the game like probably 45 minutes before. Student section was full, so we had a stand. Um, and it was incredible. The first inning, this guy hit a pop up to left field, and so the student section is in the outfield, right behind the left fielder. And so the pop up's in the air, and the left fielder goes, he's running in, he drops it. This everyone goes nuts because I think we scored on that play. But then he turns around and walks back to his spots. The whole student section's up, like yelling and cheering for him. And it was so funny. Then from then on, every time there's a pop fly, the guy's like running for it, and everyone's like yelling. But I didn't sit in the student section, but there's always a lot of fun very mean comments yelled at him because a lot of people do research on like Instagram and Twitter and find out a lot of personal information, and it's really fun. So if you're a college baseball player, you don't want to play left field at Clemson because you will get heckled. Um, so the other thing is it was in the so we won the game, and so in the like eighth inning, there were this pitcher for South Carolina was warming up, and I was standing on the first base side, and there's the dugout, and then behind it towards like left field is where like the bullpen is. It's just connected to the dugout. And so this guy was warming up, and we're just sitting there on this railing. It like goes up, and then there's like another like kind of plaza thing under it, and then there's the fence all the way at the end. And this guy's warming up, and all of a sudden, I didn't know he was warming up. We were watching the game, and all of a sudden we see this ball just come flying out of nowhere, and the guy threw it over like the fence of the like that was the backstop kind of where the catcher, and then there's the upper fence. He threw it over that, so it goes like into the stands, or not really the stand, like actual seats, but kind of just where people are standing because it was packed. And so everyone's like, "Whoa, whoa!" They're like booing him, and then the next pitch, he throws it again over the fence, and there's this mom and this lady and her like daughter walking, and this ball was like this close, like a fraction of an inch from like hitting this girl directly in the back of the head. And everyone went berserk. We were like booing him big time. And then this guy's like, and then from then, or a little bit later, this guy, everyone started watching him instead of the game because we're like, we're going to get like hit in the noggin and be out cold. And so everyone's watching this guy. And I swear the catcher did not catch one ball. Like he kept like throwing it high and hitting the fence. The catcher would drop it just because he was like so wild. And then some fans like, keep it down in the zone. Just
What
heckling
school
it.
is this again?
South Carolina.
Okay,
It's
man.
probably it's a really big rival. Like we had one of the longest football rivalry streaks until COVID because they didn't let us SEC wouldn't play out of conference people. It was like over 100 years. Um, Probably the biggest. I think we're like the biggest baseball rivalry. We swept them this weekend, and it was the first time we swept them since 1999. And what was I gonna say? Completely forgot. But another thing is a lot of students brought brooms to the game, so that was pretty
Oh
funny.
yeah.
But oh yeah, I
Where are you
remember
guys?
that.
Where are you guys ranked, by the way?
We are 19, I think,
Okay.
and we won yesterday against Michigan State.
Oh, what were you about to say? I don't want to
We
make you forget it again.
oh yeah, the crowd at the game on Sunday was the largest crowd ever at a Clemson baseball game in history. It was like over 6,000. So that was pretty awesome.
Wow. Have you guys always been pretty strong baseball school,
We've been pretty solid, yeah.
or
The
is it
last
is it
couple of
something
years.
that's like growing?
I think we've been pretty solid. Do you know who Seth Beer is?
Yeah,
He
for
played
the
at Clemson,
White Sox or the
Diamondbacks.
Diamondbacks. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Um, Seth Beer, Logan Davidson. He's with the A's. He got drafted by the A's. He was a good
Okay.
shortstop.
Yep.
Brad Miller actually played at Clemson. He was a Cardinal
Oh,
for a
I didn't.
year.
I didn't know that.
Yeah. So, yeah, the games are pretty fun. Every Friday they give you free food, so I'm pumped to go tomorrow.
Yeah, that's good stuff, bro. That must be pretty fun to like go see those, big school events. I'm going to Missouri Baptist, so it's smaller. Seeing those like ranked D1 schools,
Yeah.
and you can go whenever you pretty much want. Must be pretty cool.
But also, in baseball, a lot of low-level schools and like JUCO schools are like just as good as some of the big D1 schools. And college baseball is really fun to watch. And
Yeah.
I've been getting more into it because I can finally actually go to a college game in person for once
Yep.
since like my freshman year of college. So it's pretty exciting to watch, just like keep up with it and just all the antics that go around, just like the people, guys in the dugout just acting like crazy. It's so
Yeah.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah. It's much more. I'm trying to build off what you just said. Like it's more animated. The guys really get into it. I saw
Yeah.
Texas State beat #1 Texas the other day, and the guy
Yeah,
gave
and the
like
guy-
the horns down.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going crazy. So you don't really see that
Yeah.
much stuff very often.
Yeah, in the game yesterday, our catcher, he was throwing a guy out at second. He caught it. He throws out before the ball got there. He started walking to the dugout because he's like, I got him.
Yeah.
Just like all these like videos, like even I saw a video yesterday of Old Miss against someone, and
Like
this
the
guy
30
tried to pick
bags.
him off. Yeah, and he
Yeah.
stole second, and he tried to pick him off, and so he just ran a second, and they threw it to second to try to get him, and then but no one was covering third, so the guy gets up and sprints to third. They try to tag him there, but then no one was covering home, so he literally scored all the way from first.
Yeah. Yeah. You see some stuff you don't usually see.
It's awesome.
Something like that you might see against like the Pirates or something. I'm sure the
Cubs.
Yeah. But that's good stuff. I might have to make a trip down there sometime and you take me to a D1 game. I've been to a SLU basketball game. I think that's all I've been.
You got to come for
D1.
football. It's a whole different world.
I bet, bro. But I had a lot of fun this episode.
Yeah, same.
I hope Colin's feeling better though.
Rest in peace, Colin. Hope you recover from Florida. Florida's too much for you.
Yeah. So
Hope you get
hopefully we get to see him with us on Tuesday or Wednesday. Again, a whole college basketball episode, probably just college basketball.
Yeah.
What'd you call it? College or March? What'd you call it? Special? Something?
Bracket special.
Bracket special. There you go.
Yeah.
There's that. The week after that will be the week we have an interview coming in. Again, one of the guys I know from school, a teammate of mine, Tom from France. He'll join us. That'll be a lot of fun.
And you must refer to him as Tom from France.
Tom from France, yeah. I had class with him today actually, and we were talking about the episode. He's
so how
really
was Tom? How was Tom from France in class?
Yeah, he's funny, man. I think that people listening will have a lot of fun. He's a funny guy.
Sweet.
He's not shy, which is fun.
I gotta think of questions to ask him.
I know, yeah. We'll figure out stuff. I told him we'll give him a heads up, so he has like some kind of idea of what it's going to be like. But I think we've gotten really comfortable doing this now. I think the first couple episodes we were kind of unsure of how to do this.
We feel comfortable. You may not.
Yes.
When you listen to us, you may not think we are comfortable,
yes.
but we
are so much more comfortable now than what we were. I have a lot of fun doing this. I appreciate everybody for listening. Again, go subscribe on YouTube. A number 2Z Sports Talk. We have TikTok now. Our first TikTok, I just like put something together. I got 575 views.
How
TikTok's
many
gonna be
views?
575,
Jeez, how many followers do you have on TikTok?
like 6.
If
Um,
we get to 100 followers, AJ will do some dance Jackson Mahomes does on TikTok.
you know what? I'm with that. I'm with that.
Okay, I
Yeah,
like it.
for sure. Um, but we got like 575 views. Not like many likes or anything, but it's one of those things that it
I get
like
what you're
that's
saying.
like it's one of those things where we can like branch out to people we don't know that way, which I think is great.
Yeah.
That's like our ultimate goal is to continue to grow this thing. So go subscribe on YouTube, go follow on Instagram. I'm trying to think, TikTok,
Twitter,
Twitter, yeah. Obviously listen
Facebook.
on Spotify,
We don't have
Apple.
Facebook.
We don't have Facebook. Yeah, scratch Facebook. But everything is either A number 2Z Sports Talk, that's YouTube. A2Z underscore sports underscore talk is our TikTok, our Twitter, our Instagram, and then A dash Z is on Spotify and Apple. I know it's kind of confusing. But again, I hope everybody has a great rest of the week. And Zach and I, and hopefully Conlon with us, will see you guys next Tuesday or Wednesday.
Yep. See you guys.